Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow, because we discuss socially relevant things mixed with a splash of humor. If you know you have tissue paper feelings, this probably isn't the channel for you. However, since you're here, I just need for you to do two things. Hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and turn on that little bell so that you get the notification every single time that I go live or upload something new. I'll see you soon. Bye. I was involved briefly with a married man who believed he had the courage to leave his wife to be with me and to live his truth. This isn't the typical story of a married man promising to leave his wife for a secret lover. Rather, this is a story in part about a gay man who knew he was gay before he got married, but chose to marry a woman because he didn't know how to break free. Rocky and I met on a gay social media site 3 months after I returned to the East Coast to live, and just 11 months after he was married. At the time we met, he was living and working in Dubai as a contractor for the government on a military base, while his wife was stationed in Tallahassee, Florida, where they had a home. In one of the first messages he sent me, Rocky shared that he was married, but that he had regrets. He explained that he had come out to his mother and siblings when he was 18 years old. He sat there. To listen to more of One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued, visit audible.com. When I released my first book, I remember thinking very heavily about Elon Harris and how he did it, how he managed to reach millions of people around the world through his work, and how I would do it. His readers became my readers. I write because it's my passion. I write with black people on my mind and black gay men in my heart. Toni Morrison gave me the courage to say that out loud.
Yes, I can write about white people. White people can write about black people. Anything can happen in art. There are no boundaries there.
I could write about anything, anyone, but I choose to write about our experience.
And I've spent my entire writing life trying to make sure that the white gaze was not the dominant one in any of my books.
Book of Jewels is my love letter to black people.
It has nothing to do with who reads the books. Everyone, I hope, of any race, any gender, any country.
One of the best parts of life is when you can admit the truth to yourself about yourself. Cyberspace is a world where one can become something he isn't, but everything he dares to be. I wasn't interested in getting attached to anyone, and I knew I wouldn't take anyone I met online seriously. I had multiple screen names to increase my chances of meeting someone attractive. The majority of the profiles noted HIV negative under status, but I knew better from the work I had done in the HIV community. I knew 1 out of 3 black gay men was positive. The messages I found in my inbox validated me in my depression. In some strange way, they reinforced that I was worthy and deserving. My days consisted of waking up and logging on to see how many messages had accrued overnight. Months passed before I got honest with my therapist about what was happening with me. And before I knew it, I heard myself say, I've been having sex with people I meet online. To listen to more of Words Never Spoken in Memoir, visit audible.com. What's up, people? I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm here with an important message. People, I wanted to put you on to the Grille gummies. What's up, people? I want to introduce you to the Grille gummies. One is the apple cider vinegar. The other is the ashwagandha. Both are vegan. One, the apple cider vinegar, are good for burning belly fat, curbing your appetite, and the ashwagandha for concentration and getting a peaceful night's sleep. And if you are a female, they're good for ashwagandha, are really good for fertility. I'm coming up on my 45th birthday. This is one of my secrets. So visit Grille.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. All right? See you soon. Yeah. Hey girl, hey, hey boy, hey. T-shirt is it? Look at them triceps. Look at them triceps. That ain't bad for 45. I don't make them like that no more. The Karen merch is available over at CraigTheWriterStewart.com. The promo code is Karen, and you get, what is it, 15 or 20% on, something like that. I can't remember. I need to take that sale off. It's been over there for quite a bit. Anyway, hey girl, hey boy, hey. I sure wish I had brought some goldies with me up here to Maryland, because I surely would like to have a couple. We about to get into these reviews, these restaurant reviews. We haven't done these restaurant reviews in a while. We're going to do 656. The restaurant is called 656. I don't know if they are Black owned or not. I don't know. But they are over in a Black community over there off of Ralph David Abernathy. The internet over here is not acting up. That would be yours. Any restaurant is called 656. And the reason that I'm doing 656 is because I was talking to Carlton, and he and his friend, or our friend Portia, they went there the other night, right? They went to 656 the other night, and he mentioned to me, what's that? Oh. He mentioned to me that they went to the internet is over here acting up. They saying the internet is acting up. They said that it is over here. Now don't go touching nothing, because then you're gonna disconnect them. I'm just, making sure he went and unplug something, and y'all be he went and unplugged something. But anyway, I am washing and drying clothes downstairs because I got to fly back home tomorrow to Atlanta. So it might be all of that. Y'all want me to log out and come back in? Is that what y'all saying? Y'all want me to log out and come back in? Hold on. And so, the wash and dry is downstairs, so it might be cutting up because, that dryer going. Is it buffering? Charlotte said, keep going. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. All right, so listen, can you guys hear me? What he said? I'm sorry, this is somebody else. Yannick said it's fine now. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, the router is down in the basement. Which one we go down to the basement? Donnell said, I see mine just fine. Okay, so we're going to get started. So Carlton and Portia went over to 656 the other day. And 656 is like a sports bar, for those of you who may not know. And they do hookah over there. It's like all the places now do hookah. It's like, especially these places in Atlanta. Atlanta's just those smoke shop. Gabrielle said, it's fine on my end. So anyway, they were trying to get service the other night, and they ended up looking at the reviews, and one of the reviews said, one of a kind of guy. Are you the one that messaged me and asked me to make you a moderator? Is that you? That email was like, is everything okay with you and Carlton? I'm like, these people know, they nosy. Is that you? Let me make you a moderator. I think that's you. What's up, twin Russell? Hey boy, hey. So they looked at the reviews the other day. They were going to go in and have a little something. Okay, let me add you one-on-one. And they said that one of the reviews said you can't even get no service in there because the servers are too busy trying to smoke on some hookah. You're trying to get waited on, and they over there smoking on hookah. Let me see. One of them. Here he is. Add moderator. All right, you're added as a moderator. The service looks fine to me on my connection. I don't know what y'all looking at. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm sorry, this is a friend of mine. He called me today and was telling me that he thinks that someone we know might be homeless. He saw him coming out of like a homeless tent. You know, like these little homeless tents and stuff down in different cities. It's not just Atlanta. Thank you, Mecca. Yes, the Cash App is the writer. Thank you, Tynesha. I think Tynesha sent me a Cash App through here. Yes, Tynesha. Thank you, Tynesha. But yeah, he came out of a like one of those homeless tents, and so he was wondering if he was homeless, you know. And so we're trying to investigate, you know, to make sure he's okay. But at any rate, let's get these reviews underway, okay? All right, so here's a review from 4 days ago. This is Quinn. Quinn. I had to have my dad turn the TV down because he has the TV volume up like he in the movie theater. But anyway, these are all 1-star reviews. These are all 1-star reviews. Ooh, look at Chantel. You need to do the reviews at the hotel where Maddie and the crew stayed in Mexico. If there's a restaurant that you want me to read these reviews, wait, let me just say this before we get into these reviews. If there's a restaurant that you would like for me to review, please email me over at craigthewriterstewart.com. Let me know where they're located and what restaurant, which location, and all that stuff, and we will review them. Apparently, Lanithia, and maybe even Candy may have gotten wind of these videos that I've been doing about these reviews because Nene started posting some of her positive reviews. Anyway, that's a conversation. So this one is from Quinn, and this is from 4 days ago. And he says, don't place an order from Uber Eats. Food was cold as hell, and as if they didn't cook it. Sauce spilled out of the container. Cajun chicken pasta, 0 out of 10 stars. Here's Film Captive. Thank you, Ursula. Thank you, Ursula Henry, for the Cash App. Film Captive, 1 star. This was a month ago. He or she says, I was there on a Wednesday afternoon. It was not crowded at all. It took forever to even be acknowledged by a waitress. Then it took over an hour to get our food, and the meat was prepared wrong. The manager said they were having a tough time in the kitchen. The waitress was not good at all, and the food was mediocre. Thank you, Alton Bennett. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I had high hopes because it was recommended. Why is a sports bar highly recommended? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is that highly recommended? Then he says, it just felt like the entire staff was over it and didn't care. Very disappointed. Speaking of Nene's Lanithia, Nene leaks, no, she don't need to be charging $20 for parking. Okay, so let me explain something to y'all. So Nene's restaurant is in a shopping plaza. And so in the plaza, there's a Staples, you know, like a Staples office supply store. I think there's a Michael's, you know, it's one of the little plazas. And she charging $20 for y'all to park. And I didn't say y'all because I ain't going. It's $20 for y'all to park in the parking lot. How are you going to charge me parking in a parking lot that doesn't even belong to you? And so when you go into the restaurant, watch this. When you go into the restaurant, niece, when you go in, they ask you to show that you paid for parking. You got to show a ticket. First of all, why I got to pay? Anyway, this is Naya. Naya left this a month ago. This is a 1 star. This is 656. I'm not sure if it's a Black-owned restaurant or not, but the staff is definitely Black and the neighborhood is definitely Black. Naya Crumby says, at night, it's very dark. So if you plan to eat, plan to use your phone flashlight. Service was pretty bad here. Ordered hookah, never saw it. See, I guess the waitresses were in the back smoking her hookah. Ordered drinks, took forever to come. Ordered food, took about another hour to see that. Then about 30 minutes before we got our checks, my friend literally had to ask several people and eventually just got up to go get it herself. On top of bad service, the food wasn't good. Thank you, Alton Bennett, again, Cash App. Let's just say the next time, I'm sorry. Let's just say the next day, the bathroom saw me a lot. She had diarrhea like my Aunt Gloria. Would not recommend this place. This is 656 in Atlanta. I believe that address is Ralph David Abernathy. Got the nerve to be on the street named after a civil rights leader. But at any rate, Wendy Charleston, 1 month ago, 1 star. The absolute worst. Waitress wouldn't take our order. Now, how the waitress not going to take your order? Now, how does that work? We barely even got water. Came as a group, and one of our tables got skipped. Waited about 30 to 40 minutes to even get someone to take our order. Really the most unprofessional place. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Carla Stanley. This was 3 days ago, niece. 3 days ago. 1 star. This is the most ghetto restaurant I've ever seen. Waited over 2. Listen, and mind you, even though these people are saying that this place is ghetto, there's not a period, there's not a comma, there's not. I'm putting these breaks in here for your own comprehension, okay? So if I flub a little bit, it's because I'm trying to decipher what's down here, okay? This is the most ghetto restaurant I've ever seen. There should be a period there. Waited over 2 hours for an Uber Eats pickup. Never got my food. Workers very rude. Uber app said I got my order and never got it. So they had to put I picked it up. Unacceptable. Needs to be shut down. Thank you, Shamir, for the Cash App. Brandon Walker. Now, Brennan, Brannon. Brandon Walker. 1 star, 1 month ago. The absolute, capital letters, worst service in life. It's about 15 exclamation points. I will never, capital letters, come here again. Let's start with the fact we waited 45 minutes to get greeted. Then it took 30 minutes during happy, I think he means happy hour, happy to get our drinks. Excuse me. Then our food took another hour and a half to come. 2 exclamation points. Then they double charged our cards. 4 exclamation points. Capital letters. Please don't come here. 6 exclamation points. Now, if you hear these reviews and you go trucking your behind over to this place, if you want to, that's your business. Madison Brook, 4 months ago, 1 star. I usually don't even write reviews, but this food was really bad. I ordered on DoorDash. They got the nerve to be on Uber Eats and DoorDash. Niece, y'all can't even handle the volume that comes into your restaurant, let alone, yeah. I ordered on DoorDash and the food was freezing. Freezing. Say it with me, niece. Freezing. One more time. Freezing. The food was freezing. Hey, Melinda Mullins. Hey, girl, hey. She goes on to say, the shrimp po' boy had no sauce on. She says on. And I don't know why she says it twice. And it was just shrimp, lettuce, and tomato on a burnt bun. The salmon, but I know some of you pronounce the L, so I'm going to say it like you say it. The salmon, niece, I'm tapping you on your shoulder. The L is silent. I understand that there's an L there, but it's silent. So if you're walking around saying salmon, please know that you sound uneducated, okay? It's salmon. Salmon, okay? It's like semen, but it's salmon. The L is silent, just like the T in often. It's not often, it's often. It's pronounced O-F-F-E-N. When you look in the dictionary, you know, that T, there's a little, But anyway, she says the salmon that was ordered was overcooked. Really disappointing. Menu looked good, but it didn't hold up. Okay, so Janika, her name is spelled John-N-Nika. How much you willing to bet that her dad's name is John? Her name is Janika. 1 star, 3 months ago. What? I don't know what Janika trying to say. She said, I'm going to read what she got. She says, wish I give a negative star. Don't know what that means. Waited a good 30 minutes before someone offered me a menu. Food was disgusting and not edible at all. Spinach and mac and cheese had way too much pepper, and chicken was overly cooked. Davy, 1 star, 2 months ago. Now, let me explain something to you about Davy. From the way that this review reads, Davy was sitting there when he wrote this review. Amen? Watch this. Davy says, been sitting here over an hour, ordered the food, 2 exclamation points. No one came back to check on us. We seen, he must be from New York. He didn't say we saw, he said we seen. You know how you New Yorkers, y'all talking past tense. We seen 3 more groups, you either from New York or from Florida. Keon. We seen 3 more groups of people sit down and get they food, get they, not there, get they food before us. We only ordered wings, ... Then he says, so disappointed. And this is my first time. Hope it's not because we are, he says, hope it's not because we are a interracial couple, not an, but a. Hope it's not because we are a interracial couple. Look, Mrs. Dion says, don't talk about us New Yorkers. You know y'all talking past tense. Thank you, Mecca. You are really working over there. Mecca is one of our original moderators. She's letting you guys know if you want to send something to the P.O. box, you're welcome to do that. There's the address down there. All right, y'all ready for the next one? This is Winnie, like Winnie Mandela. Winnie Williams, 1 star, 7 months ago. Ordered Cajun tacos and the shrimp didn't smell good. I wanted to send them back. Well, why did you send them back, niece? I took my mom and one of her girlfriends to lunch today because they hadn't seen each other in a very long time, because of the pandemic. And so I took them to lunch today and I ordered a shrimp. I ordered a salmon. It was a wild caught, some sort of salmon dish. And it was so salty. I took a couple bites and I sent it back. Like, you don't have to eat the food, niece. Send it back. So anyway, and then if you feel like they're gonna spit in your food, send it back and get your money and then go somewhere else. But anyway, you just gotta be really pleasant. And say, hey, how you doing? I hate to send this back, but it's just a little salty for me. Has anybody else said that? And he said, yeah, I've heard that before. I said, I'm really sorry. I was just gonna go ahead and eat it. He said, no, you don't have to do that. And so he was so, it's just how you say it. You can say anything you want to people. It's just how you say it. See, some of y'all nasty. Nephews are nasty, bitch. You can't say, Anyway, she says, shrimp didn't smell good. Melinda Mullins, this t-shirt is available on my website. There are actually other ones as well as different sayings. But anyway, she says, shrimp didn't smell good. I wanted to send them back, but the manager said all sales were final. Girl, I'd have left there and I'd have called my debit card and I would have disputed the charge. That's what I would have done. You ain't got to argue with these people. So anyway, she wouldn't even trade out my tacos for anything else. See, that's what they do to y'all. That's what they do to y'all. Because y'all go in there and y'all cut up. Y'all go into these black-owned places and y'all show your asses. So anyway, she says, ended up paying for the tacos and the new thing that I ordered because I was hungry. Girl, now, first of all, why would you punish yourself? This is how some of y'all operate in relationships. You know the relationship is not good for you, but you punish yourself by staying. If you know it's not serving you, niece, go ahead and leave. This ain't the only restaurant that's open in Atlanta. That was just dumb. She gonna order something else because she was hungry. Girl, please. So she says, got the lemon pepper wings and they still smelled funky. So she wanted to get food poisoning. That's what it sounded like to me. So then she says, they were dry and too crunchy. I have never been to a restaurant where they do not work with you if you do not like the food. Will not be back. Winning. Okay, so this is Kanisha. 2 months ago, 1 star. This has been my second time ordering food, and I promise you both times has been disappointing. Well, Kanisha, you shouldn't have ordered no more. If you ordered something, if you went to a place the first time and the food wasn't good, why would you go back? What you expecting something different? Again, I'm gonna give you the analogy of relationships. You done broke up with somebody, you know it's not serving, the relationship is not serving you. But you keep going back because you think it's gonna give you something different. What's the saying? Shame on me once. I mean, what is it? Do me wrong once. I'm fixing it up myself. But you mess me over once, shame on you. Mess me over twice, shame on me. Why you keep going back? Anyway, then she says, this last time I took the food back myself because I ordered it through Grubhub. So you mean to tell me you got on your broomstick and drove up to the restaurant? Either way, it shouldn't matter. I ordered barbecue from Xena restaurant, which it's an exit over, and my food was hot. My lamb chop, which is pricey, was burnt, and I have pictures to prove it. In order to get great service, go inside. Niece, I'm not doing all that. Listen. All right, so that's that one. Let me go to the next one. This is Ian. Ian left his review. It was 1 star. It was 4 months ago. He says, ordered off DoorDash. Super slow. When we got our food, everything was super dry and had no flavor. My chicken sandwich was supposed to have aioli. You guys know what aioli is? Did you need to go ahead and Google aioli? Because I know some of y'all eat at Applebee's and stuff. Some of y'all don't eat outside your comfort zone. Some of y'all go to the same 3 restaurants, Applebee's, Longhorn, Outback. Yeah, you know who you are. You know who you are. Anyway, he says, you can pronounce it aioli or aioli. I think Carlton says aioli. But anyway, my chicken sandwich was supposed to have aioli, bacon, and avocado. It had lettuce, tomatoes, and onion instead. The nachos were soggy and mostly lettuce and chips. They provided no ketchup or dipping sauce for the chicken tenders, fried shrimp, or mozzarella sticks. The food was way overpriced. Frozen and fast food is a way better value for your money. Save your money. Vincent Bowen, 1 star, 4 months ago. Verolyn said, I am very picky with what I eat. Ooh, pardon me. She says, he says, it's Vincent. He says, unorganized, they just let people in knowing they were, what? Let me read what he says. I figured out what he's saying now, but watch this. He says, see, some of y'all be so anxious to leave a negative review that you ain't even writing your shit right. He says, unorganized, they just let people in knowing that they're in full. What he's trying to say is they still letting people in even though it's overcrowded in the place. So then he says, so there's no order when, what? Oh, he's saying, so there's no order when it's time to be seated, because supposedly you can order seated at the back. Because I'm skipping that. I don't know what he's saying. I'm about to get a headache trying to read that. All right, Latrina, 1 star, 3 months ago. Latrina says, horrible service among management on March 21st. Food took 2 hours. Then not only that, we asked for management several. Let me tell you how she spells several. She spelled several, S-E-R-V-A-L. S-E-R-V-A-L. One more time, S-E-R-V-A-L. Several times, everyone was acting like that didn't know who, she's trying to say they acted like they didn't know who the manager was for the night shift. Here's how she spelled manager, M-A-N-G-E. Now that's mange. That's mange. Anybody got any Advil? I think I'm getting a slight headache from reading these reviews. I think these are Tyler Perry fans. But anyway, she says, but I will not return. I tried to give y'all a second chance following a recent incident that happened, not happened, but happened. And once again, it was horrible. Okay. Okay, here we go. Michiko, 1 star 1 month ago. The bartenders made the drink too strong. The two that they use is T-O, not T-O-O. Too strong, and all the weed smoke was horrible. It was a mess. We should do better. Thank you, Nicole. Is it Nicole? I think it is Nicole. You don't pronounce it Nicole. She spells it N-Y-C-O-L-E, but I think it's still Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. I don't know if I would really complain about a drink being too strong. I think I would just ask for some more chaser, some more, you know what I mean, like soda or juice or whatever. I don't think I would complain about that, but I get it, though. Sometimes it can be too strong. Okay, Zoila Martinez, she says, is 1 star, and this was a week ago. She says, this is one of the sickest restaurants. She said, this is one of the sickest restaurants to order from, to go, or maybe it's just late nights. I don't know. The food I received last night was not up to par and very disgusting. I know that's right. Okay, Mika Porter is next. 1 star, 6 months ago. She says, went here around 12:30 a.m. and the waitresses didn't even acknowledge us, but waited on people that came in afterwards. My friend even tried to get their attention, but they straight up ignored him. Can't run a business hiring unprofessional people like that. They must have hired from the same people that Candy ordered her people from. They looked us dead in our faces and kept it pushing. We left after waiting 30 minutes. First of all, why are you waiting for 30 minutes? I don't understand why you wait for 30 minutes. Why do you wait for 30 minutes? You understand what I'm saying? Because, see, I'm the kind of person, if I'm waiting, thank you very much, Shannon. She said early $5 Friday and late $2 Tuesday combo. Thank you. Listen, why do you wait? Because I'm the kind of person, if I'm sitting there if I've sat there long enough and I figured out what I want to eat, I'm sitting there too long. At this point, I'm looking like, okay, we ready. You know what I'm saying? But still, you don't want to be nasty. You still got your food. Anybody trying to get their food hawk spit in? Okay, so Amber Bigelow, 1 star, 1 month ago. She says, do not go here unless you love waiting 2 hours for food and ghetto waitresses who do not care about the customers' feelings. Aaron Hall, I don't think it's that Aaron Hall, but his name is Aaron Hall. 1 star, 3 months ago. He says, had a seat, waited 30 minutes. No one took a food or drink order, so I left. Nice TVs and garbage stuff. Nice TVs and garbage staff. Because remember, it's a sports bar, so they have televisions. Nice TVs and garbage staff. Don't eat or drink here. Aaron's review was very cogent. It was very succinct. All right, now we've moved over to the Yelp reviews. Those were the Google reviews. We're now over on the Yelp reviews. I like to kind of get a nice variety from both sides. Okay, now this is a pretty long review, but stay with me, okay? This is a pretty long one, but stay with me, okay? Hopefully ain't a whole bunch of typos in here. What's this little screenshot she got down here? She got a screenshot of the receipt. Her name is Shanita. This is 1 star. This is 1 month ago. Horrible experience. Arrived at 6:10 p.m. Saturday, June 5th, 2021. Took 20 minutes for a waitress to bring me and my friend a menu. Now, first of all, you sitting there for 20 minutes to get a menu? That is insane. Hold on. You sitting there 20 minutes waiting for a menu? 20 minutes? We had to ask her for it. Now it's 6:30. She never came back, exclamation point. Thank you, Michael Johnson, for the Cash App. She never came back. We observed 3 waitresses at a booth taking pictures. Thank you, Cornelius. Thank you for the Cash App. Hold on. I got to get some water. That took me out. Hold on. I need some water. Give me 1 second. I wasn't ready for that. Oh, I need to make me a juice. I think I'm gonna make me a juice. I think I'm a juice, make me a fresh pressed juice when I get off of here with you guys. She said they were taking pictures in a booth. And then she says, taking pics and chatting with someone that was seated. Still being ignored, we called over a waitress. She took our one drink order. We were gonna order more later. And what? Oh, and within 15 minutes, the drink arrived. She put, anyway. And within 15 minutes, the drink arrived. We told her we also wanted to order, but she just replied, I got you. Not I got you. Oh, hold on. Hold on one second. Okay, so she says, I got you. So then she says she also never came back. At 7 p.m., now, niece, those of you that have been paying attention, they got there at 6:10. Remember, they got there at 6:10. They got there at 6:10. It's now 7 o'clock. Okay? It's now 7 o'clock. She says at 7 p.m., new waitresses arrived on shift. Oh my God, they done changed shifts. One came to our table. We complained to her. She nicely apologized for us not having our order taken much earlier, but told us that now kitchen times during shift change could be long. Why is there, listen, if you're changing shifts, there still shouldn't be a delay in you ordering food. Like what? I don't understand that. So anyway, and if you need that kind of delay, then you need to close during shift changes. You need to, pardon me. So then she says, then she came back and said she got on to her coworkers. New customers began arriving. So did their drinks and food. A second waitress came. She took our order, but more customers arrived. Again, so did their drinks and food. About 8 p.m., they're down for 2 hours. About 8 p.m., waitress walked by and told us our food was in the window. What that meant ready. At 8:15, I asked security. Now they're asking security for their food. I asked security to speak with the manager. Me and my friend explained the terrible service we were experiencing. It was a complete waste of time. Guess what happened next? 8:19, the waitress brought us our bill before we received any of our food. The manager was still standing right there at our table. No apologies, no nothing. Our food finally arrived. Only my grits were hot. Everything else was barely warm. We drove 1.5 hours. This place deserves zeros. First of all, why are you driving 1.5 hours to a sports bar? Ain't nothing at this sports bar that good. So this picture is a picture of the check with the food and stuff. First of all, I'd have walked up out of there. You wouldn't have been able to bring me no bill because I'd have left. I'd have had that one drink and I'd have hit it for free. Noah, 1 star 3 months ago. Really hate to do it. Didn't even take a picture. Ordered Postmates. Food wasn't ready for the Postmate 40 minutes after we ordered. 2 of the smallest lamb lollipops I've ever seen, like the size of an actual lollipop. He said the lamb lollipops were the size of actual lollipops. And it should have been 4. All the other food we received looked like it was literally thrown in there. Pretty sure the lettuce that came with my quesadilla was old. No sour cream or anything, just old lettuce and like 3 pieces of diced tomato, laughing out loud. Bad experience. Wasn't the worst from them. So in other words, he's had bad experience before, bad service before. Bree, 1 star. She says, I can cook a whole homemade meal from scratch 30 minutes faster than their kitchen can. What the fuck? How you wait an hour for a burger? And then the manager, who knew I had an issue and still did not address it, proceeds to interrupt my conversation with my friend as I explained to her what was going on. I spent $120 for food that I cannot eat because it got cold as I was waiting for the additional burger to be prepared. The manager then followed me to my car as I proceeded to tell him the correct way to handle an unhappy customer. I have been going here since they opened, but never, I repeat, never will I again, ever. Bree meant that. Bree meant that, and she was not playing. Okay, so then the next person is Kendall. 1 star 3 months ago. Now, see, here's the thing. Yes, we're live. Have a seat, knees. Here's the thing. If I had paid $120 and the food was cold, I would have called my bank and I would have disputed the charge. You ain't got to argue with these people. Why are you raising your blood pressure, arguing and fussing with these people? You ain't got to do all of that. Just don't do all of that. Just go ahead and call your bank and say, listen, I got there and the food wasn't correct. And good night. Kendall D, 1 star. I'd give 0 stars if I could. The most trifling meal I have ever gotten from anywhere. A very sad to-go order of chicken nachos, parentheses, he put it. Missing just about every ingredient listed on the menu besides stale chips. Old rubbery chicken, 6 shreds of cheese that's not supposed to be queso. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be queso. For those who don't know what queso is just melted cheese, right? That you use as like a dip. So he said it was just like some strips of cheese that was supposed to be queso and some random old soggy peppers that aren't even listed in the description. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. How could someone ever let this leave the kitchen? No queso, no pico de gallo, no lettuce, no sour cream, no salsa, no guac. Absolutely ridiculous. First and last time ever wasting. He spelled it like this, wasting. Like your waste. Wasting my money. In such a careless establishment. I can't believe someone would throw these BS scraps together and actually serve to a paying customer. This restaurant is in Atlanta, 656. Monet, 1 star. She says, do not support this business. This guy pretending to be the owner got in my face and cursed me out because I asked about my order after waiting for 50 minutes. Primary reason I don't support Black-owned businesses because they like customer service and respect. I don't know what her last sentence was supposed to mean, but it didn't make sense. But anyway, Tracy says she got 1 star. And she says, here for birthday party. The service is super slow. I ordered the seafood nachos and they were not as I expected. The fish was chopped up into small pieces and the nachos were salty. I had this dish here a couple of years ago and it was good. Not sure of what is going on today. Someone else ordered the fried lobster tails and they look good. I may try those next time. Oh, so you're going to go back. But they need to pick up the service here. I asked for a cranberry juice 3 times. Cara, 1 star. She says 0 stars if I could. After self-seating, which is fine, we waited 30 minutes before being served. In that time, I asked 3 different servers for help. Instead of just taking our order, they said they would find our server. Once she got there, there was no reason or apology. She literally said, what y'all need? What y'all need? Okay, it was our friend's B-Day, so we ordered a hookah. One of the worst I've had, by the way. They were cheap as fuck, though. So in other words, the hookah was cheap. Well, you get what you pay for. If you're looking for cheap food and drinks and cheap, bad hookah, this is your spot. Music also is loud, like loud. Go anywhere else. She said music is loud, like loud. Whew. What's up, Tiffany? Is that Boudin? Tiffany Boudin? Are you from New Orleans somewhere? Creole, maybe? Okay, so this is welcome to Alive. Welcome to Alive, niece. Hey, girl, hey. Okay, Gay Nell. You heard it. Gay Nell. 1 star. Food is trash. Service is worse. Ordered salmon with 2 sides. Picture of what I got versus what they advertised. Salmon was hard and old. Oh my God, not hard and old. Hard and old. Manager proclaimed that they were millionaires while attempting to yell over the music while being drunk with a gun on his waist. Great place for a drink and a possible shootout. I would give this place negative stars, but it's not an option. Capital letters. Do not eat here. Okay, Latora. Latora says, 1 star. My friend and I went out for a nice hookah and food. For a nice hookah and food. For a nice hookah and food. Ah, she's in Houston, Texas, but her family is from Louisiana. See, hey girl, hey. She says, we get to this particular place, 656, and the wait was so long for the food they had to comp us. The waitress told us it was a hookah girl, and it what? The waitress told us it was a hookah girl, and it wasn't. I don't know what she's trying to say. So the waitress had to fix our hookah, and she had forgot to fix it. An hour had passed. We asked about the hookah. She said, oh, I forgot. The manager wasn't any better because she couldn't find our waitress to cash us out because she had went outside. We waited an extra 30 minutes just to pay. This was the worst place ever to go watch the game and all because the service was just horrible. Never again. This is a mess. Derek, he says, the most ghetto establishment ever. I will never come back. Stay away. Food, cold, drinks are the worst. That's all he had to say. As F, I don't know what that is, says 1 star. This place used to be a pretty nice spot. It has really gone down. Went in on 9/28, so September 28th, for happy hour. Service was horrible. The bartender was more concerned with smoking blunts with guests than making drinks. Canceled the order after waiting 25 minutes at a sparsely occupied bar. The food took a long time to come out. I had salmon pasta, and my friend had the spare ribs. It was delicious and deadly. It was delicious and deadly. Within an hour or two, both of us returning home, it was clear we were both food poisoned. Can't say it was a hangover scenario since the bartender never fixed our drinks. My God, today. Aish. I think it's Aish. 1 star. This is how she says. She said, hello. I am contacting management in regards to an incident that took place on 9/26. I would appreciate a response as to how this issue can be handled better and avoided in the future. I came in approximately 8:45 to place a to-go order, no issues. As I waited by the hookah table, a bar chair became available and I proceeded to sit down. The waitress with a short bob cut asked me to get up because she was holding the chairs for 2 gentlemen. I asked whether, like weather outside, W-E-A-T-H-E-R, she didn't spell it W-H-E-T-H-E-R. I asked whether that was protocol for bartenders to hold seats outside of those that were not reserved. She did not answer me, and I stood to wait for my order as the 2 gentlemen sat down. After approximately 15 minutes, they left, and I was still prohibited from sitting in the seats. At this point, I had been standing and waiting for my food for an hour and 15 minutes. This, you a fool. You could have ate someplace else and digested your food. I asked to speak to the manager when the incident initially took place, and despite the waitress' multiple attempts, he did not come out until 45 minutes later. Please watch your security cameras for confirmation of the incident. Not only was it disrespectful from the bartender telling me to get up so two men could sit down as I stand to wait for the food, I don't think a to-go order should take an hour and a half. I am still waiting as I draft this email. I am still waiting as I draft this email, and it is now 10:17 p.m. This is an unfortunate incident with no accountability from anyone at this establishment. I hope this situation does not happen to another patron of this business and customers are treated with more respect. Girl. Candace C, 1 star. I found this place on Grubhub and the food looked appetizing. 30 minutes after placing my order, they canceled it. I worked nights and was trying to order food before I had to go into work. Reading these reviews made me feel better about my canceled order and will most likely not attempt to order from here again. Good for you, Candace. Lucky, 1 star, he says, the night was a decent night. It was packed. But where it went wrong was with our service. What? But where it went wrong was with our service. There was a young lady that was our server that made us pay before we even got our food. Now, speaking of paying before you sit down, I've never been to Crab. What's Blame It on Quay's restaurant called? Queen Crabs or something like that. I've never been, but I heard you got to pay before you eat over there too. Now, first of all, I'm not eating at some place where I got to pay first because I need to know whether or not the service can be good. See, that's what happens when they not used to. They expect y'all to run out of there without paying. If you don't trust that I'm going to pay you your money, I'm not coming there to eat. Sorry. So anyway, he says you had to pay before we even got our food. I do not remember what her name was, but I know she had a diamond or a star tattoo on the middle of her chest, and she was light-skinned. Is this a police lineup? Why we need all these descriptions? Anyway, so then he says, you can tell she was new. After she took our order, she just went over and started playing on her cell phone, never came back to make sure we had our drinks or any of our food. And to add insult to injury, she charged our card an extra $20 tip without authorization, even though she did not deserve any tip for a customer. And we tipped her $25 anyway. I will never go back to this place. See, I don't believe in. See, this is a conversation that I had with Derek J. one time. Let me explain this to you. Derek J. and I went to Harold's down on Edgewood in Atlanta. We went to Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar, whatever it's called. They are also Black owned, and we had a terrible serve that day. She was very nonchalant. She was standing at the end, and I remember Derek was trying to get her attention. He's like, excuse me, because he wanted some more water. He's like, excuse me. And she was like, huh? She was on the other end of the bar. And mind you, there's music and everything playing. And she was like, huh? Instead of coming down to see what he wanted, right? And he said, oh my gosh, she is terrible. I mean, there was a couple other things that happened that day too. But Derek still tipped her. I said, but see, I think Derek tipped her because it's like, he works in the service industry as a hairstylist. So I think that because of that, he feels like, well, let me go ahead and tip because, you know, that's just kind of protocol in the industry. But my thing is, if yours is not, why are you rewarding them? I'm not rewarding you for bad behavior. Okay, so Cameron says, first time ordering from here, found it on Uber Eats and wanted to support a Black business. So obviously they are Black owned. This is ridiculous, though. My total was $44.16 for a chicken tender basket, deep fried pork chops, garlic mashed potatoes, and mozzarella sticks. Nice to know that for $14.34, I would receive one small pork chop and no house fries. You know what? Anyway, Rakia. Rockea. Thank you very much, Tiffany Boulan. This place is ridiculous. The food was not good. The customer service is terrible. And when I got back home after waiting over an hour for my carryout order, it was wrong. The rice and the seafood was inedible mush. The macaroni and cheese was the worst I've ever had. Not sure if even had cheese in it. Not sure if it even had cheese in it, is what she's trying to say. The 90 minutes I was there, several people walked out due to lack of service. Not one had a pleasant attitude. If I hadn't paid in advance, I would have walked out too. I'd have walked out and then I'd have called my bank and canceled the charge. Billy, 1 star. He says, never. He got like 5 R's on never. Never visit this establishment. The wait is ridiculous. We came here on a slow Tuesday and still was waiting long as fuck for everything. Upon coming inside, we noticed the table next to us complaining to the manager, it was your sign, about their food. When we should have followed our first mind and left, we stayed, unfortunately. After ordering hookah, our food and receiving our first round, that distracted us on how long our food took to prepare. Literally waiting 2 hours on our entrees. When the food finally came, it was cold as ice to add fuel to the fire. It took about 30 minutes just to receive checks and pay. See, I'd have left. I will never visit here again and am embarrassed because I brought friends there with me from out of town. Never again. Dwanda, 1 star. She says, capital letters, this ain't it. This was very disappointing to come out for happy hour with my friends to get shrimp and crab dip. I was then told it was pre-portioned and overcooked in the microwave. I was informed that there was nothing they could do about that since I ate most of it. How is a customer supposed to know that their meal was microwaved and they burned the bottom if I'm eating from the top? So in other words, let me break this down because it wasn't really clear how she wrote it. She eating the crab dip, niece. They put it in the microwave to warm it up. The bottom of the dish is burned, but she didn't know that it's burned till she got to the bottom of the bowl. So then she says, not to mention it took 30 minutes to get a microwave meal that was burned in the microwave. This is ridiculous. You should never tell a customer that their food was microwaved and they probably burned it. That's very unprofessional and disappointing as a patron coming out for the first time after a pandemic. My God, today. That was the last review that I had for 656 over there in Atlanta on Ralph David Abernathy. And if you choose to still eat over there, that's your business. But I will tell you from experience, not my own personal experience, but I have some friends that have been over there. I've been there before, but it's been a long time when they first opened. I don't fool with y'all once y'all been open for a while. I stopped fooling with y'all. You know, in the beginning, you know, everybody's nice, the service is good. But I have known people that have been there and their car was broken into, windows would bust out. And so, yeah, I don't fool with them. But at any rate, listen, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for the cash apps. I think I thanked everybody that sent something through here. Thank you for being here. I will be back in Atlanta tomorrow. I will not be live tomorrow, even though it's $5 Friday, because I'll be in the air at 9 o'clock. Okay, I'll still be in the air flying. All right, so listen, you guys have an amazing night. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Go on over to the website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Purchase your Karen merchandise. Do not forget paidforyoursay.com. My girl Bianca just got 3 surveys. When you get over to paidforyoursay.com, it's scrolling at the bottom right now. Make sure you spell it properly and use promo code Craig150. There is no space in the promo code. Put it all together. Write it together, niece. CRAIG 150. Listen, I'm sorry. Let me put that back up there. So listen, I'm so proud of you guys that have signed up and you're already making money. In fact, when I get off here, I'm about to do a now $4 back. I haven't gotten in yet. I'm about to do the screener. So hopefully they will choose me and I will make that $400. But at any rate, have an amazing night. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue, and I will see you over the weekend. Bye. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com Craig the Writer Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you firsthand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig the Writer. Do it now.